General Hasnain, your appreciation. I do see this chip on the Iranian shoulder, repeatedly, but your appreciation of Iran, is it on the brink or does it remain strong? The regime change that the West speaks of.
Thank you, Gaurav. Yes, very interesting exchange that you've had with both the sides. And I would reiterate the fact India maintains its neutrality, right? We are not committed any side. We've got our interests involved here. And as I've always been saying, in this kind of a situation, everything is based on interests. And therefore, I will not venture into making statements for one side or the other.
Absolutely.
But having looked at the entire situation very, very neutrally, I would say the initial portion, Israel, of course, as the conflict initiator, has a major advantage. We are aware of the technologies that Israel and the Israeli armed forces have. We are aware of what the United States is capable of in terms of support to Israel. But in light of whatever I have said, Iran has not done badly too. Iran has done fairly well in being able to penetrate the Iron Dome, being able to carry out certain amount of attrition and destruction inside Israel. Not to appreciate any of this. We're not appreciating any of the destruction. But at the end of the day, as I said, it's too early yet to say. Iran will obviously fight to the last. And I say ideologically, we are aware of Iran's capability of fighting absolutely to the last man. This is something which historically is proven in Iranian history too. So I would, at the moment, defer my opinion to another 24 hours before I have a realistic assessment to say, where does Iran stand? The regime change part, first of all, the term regime change, Mr. Jafri, is an internationally used term. It's nothing which the Indian media has suddenly coined up. But having said that, regime change is one of the war objectives of Israel in this case. At the moment, I would say 70 to 80%, it seems to be on the cards because, as Gaurav very correctly said, a very large part of the command and control setup, the leadership in Iran has been taken out. And that seems to be the first indication towards a potentiality of a regime change.
Okay. Mr. Jafri, you want to quickly respond, minus your comments on the media, because that I shall not permit, but go on, sir, respond on merits of the argument.
Okay. The point is, calling a regime is totally, by which law can any country call another country a regime is what I wanted to know.
That's the academic debate on the aspect of the power of Iran today on merits. If your command and control structure has been taken down, if Iran's top leadership to a very large extent, IRGC and army has been taken down, your air bases, Israel says it has total air superiority. The fact that America is able to bomb 3 crucial bases and Iran could do nothing about it, clearly, it's clearly in a tough situation.
Okay, let me respond to this. In war, there is a terminology called asymmetric war. I think the colonel would know it better. Asymmetric war is a war
where please.
Parties where two. Yeah, I'll explain what it means when two parties are at war. They have different kinds of weapons or different kinds of resources at war. So at the moment, Iran has power in ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, and they have this capability. How many do they have? They say 50,000 plus kind of missiles that they hold. So what Iran at the moment has technologically, they have the ability to hit any place in the Middle East, any place with precision, and no Iron Dome or THAAD can stop it. Iran has done it again and again. So militarily, if you're asking, and if you look at a country, if you kill 10 people or 10 commanders or 10 top commanders, does a country collapse? This is absolute. I mean, this is arrogance of somebody who's sitting in the West and they think they can kill top 10 commanders and the entire country will collapse.
Okay.
No, they were replaced immediately because it's a system. It's a system. It's not 10 people running the show. It's a system where people are trained and there is training and Iran is a country. Iran is not a gorilla warfare.
killing 4, 5, or 6 generals does not bring a country to its knees. Those who were killed were replaced by other generals.
Iran had approximately 2,500 ballistic missiles before the operation. It's probably used about 500 of those, and Israel's probably destroyed about another 500. This war will likely continue for another few weeks, but it's clear who has the upper hand, direction it's going. My condolences to the supporters of the regime, but I do believe that we're seeing the last period, maybe it might be days, weeks, months, but the last days of the regime. And just to be clear, Israel is not fighting the Iranian people, and I don't believe the Iranian people, they might fight to the last Ayatollah, but not to the last person. I know that there are many Iranians, I've heard from some of them, that dream of a better, brighter future, not one that's run by a radical Islamic dictatorship, one in which the Iranian people are able to have their voices heard, all the different groups that make up the wonderful mosaic of Iran. And my hope and prayer is that in the near future, we'll be able to see war and peace between the Jewish people, the Israeli people, and the Iranian people.
Okay, let me bring in General Hasnain to weigh in on this. Sir, even if 5, 6, 10 generals have been killed, they've been replaced by the next rung. The Ayatollah's regime or Ayatollah Ali Khamenei himself remains strong. Apparently, there were reports from Iran that seem to indicate that even if he's taken out, he's appointed a successor, or he's said who the successor would be. Again, in a situation like this, Iran may claim it has 50,000. American assessment is 3,000 missiles is what they have. Is this a battle of attrition? And who does this battle of attrition actually benefit in your view?
Gaurav, quickly, two issues which you have raised. One is the sufficiency of missile power, ammunition power with Iran, and the second is on the aspect of regime change. On the sufficiency of missile power, I have personally been to Tel Aviv and attended a couple of top-level meetings, conferences, not concerning this issue, but concerning terrorism. And at many of them, I was very well told and briefed that the amount of missile power that Hezbollah and Hamas had was something phenomenal.
Yes.
Now, if they had such phenomenal, I'm not going into numbers, there's such phenomenal numbers, obviously Iran would have much more than that. And therefore, I continue to believe that what Mr. Jafri is saying is right to an extent, that Iran has still got a tremendous capability of launching missiles. The quality of those missiles, the ability to get those missiles on target is the question, number one. Number two, on regime change. Mr. Jafri, with due apology, I'm not a colonel, I'm a lieutenant general of the Indian Army, and I have sufficient service in all kinds of battle environment. I can tell you one thing, take your mind back to Iraq. What happened in Iraq? Were we waiting only for Saddam Hussein to be taken out? No, it didn't happen that way. When the system starts collapsing, and in your case, Iran, the economy is very weak, you have a great vulnerability of your energy resources, all of them. Your top leadership of the military has been taken down. Your command and control system has been fairly well neutralized at the moment. I'm not saying that all this indicates that something is imminent, but definitely you have a much weakened top leadership and capability, which could be, perhaps, which could collapse when a strong enough push is made.